Since I've been sitting so close to this, I'm getting really warm.
Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about our tiny wood stove and why we upgraded from the Cub to the Grizzly. Keep watching.
Alright, so this is our setup now. As you can see from before, has changed quite a bit. Here's what changed and why. We upgraded to the Grizzly, which is slightly larger. It's still from Cubic Mini wood stoves. It's bigger. You can see how big the Cub was compared to the Grizzly. So we had the Cub for 2 winters. Worked great. We just wanted something that would be a little bit easier to put out more heat, more BTUs per hour.
Something that would burn longer.
Success. So with this one, I'll just stock it full of wood and then turn this down pretty well close to close, and then it'll just burn. I usually get up in the middle of the night on my own to go to the bathroom anyway, and then I'll just pop out here and restock it again, and it's good till the morning, and I can keep it going for days at a time.
How long was the burn time on the Cub?
The downside with the Cub was because it was so small, it was hard to reduce the airflow and still keep the heat up to keep the next piece of wood burning. So you almost had to leave the airflow the full way to keep it burning, which meant it was going full burn the whole time. So really 2 hours tops or so.
So it burned really fast and really hot.
It burned fast.
It was over in
and to keep up with our heat requirements, we needed to keep it open the whole time. So this one puts out more heat. It's got more space for more wood. So I'm able to actually turn this down to reduce the airflow. And I've had it burn for 5 to 6 hours, depending on the night, which is great because, you know, we'll go to bed at 11 o'clock at night and I'll stock it right before bed. And then usually I wake up around 3 or so in the morning. If the coals are really low, I'll throw a little bit of kindling at the bottom and then stack the wood in. And it always seems to work. And then by the time I wake up, there's a little bit of coals left, or sometimes a lot of coals left, and I'll just restock it again.
I don't know if it's like just the size of this that it's bigger than the Cub, but like I could be this close to the Cub before and not feel it as warm as I do with this one. It just puts out so much more heat than the smaller one did.
So that's the biggest change from the Cub to the Grizzly. We also decided to change a few other things. Took some advice from some people that commented. We had the galvanized flue pipe, single flue pipe that went up, and it didn't look that great, and we got a lot of creosote buildup because there wasn't that insulation. So we ordered the stainless steel double wall. It's not insulated, but it's double wall, and we moved the stove from here straight over so the stack goes straight up. So we don't have any angles on it. That keeps the creosote buildup way down. We might only have to clean it out once a winter. We also got a fan off Amazon. It was like $15 or something.
It really works well to circulate the air. I mean, we have another little fan hanging up too, but I feel like the heat fan makes a big difference.
The other thing we got was this. Well, it's specifically made for the Grizzly. You can get it for either the Cub or the Grizzly, different sizes. A heat shield and a mount. It makes it look really nice and clean. Stainless steel. I'd say compared to the old setup, it looks nicer, looks cleaner. I think it's easier to deal with too. The tools right here. The little mini tools. Before I had makeshift things that I made, which worked, but I had to keep them in a drawer out of the way because you didn't want to see them. But these we prominently display. I really don't use this thing. It kind of is annoying because it doesn't fit in here right. It's a pain in the butt to get out. I use it every now and again.
We really don't use these very much.
It looks nice, but I won't use that much. The only things I use this a ton. This is always using this constantly, just moving stuff around, breaking up the coals a little bit. And this is great for when I clean up the ashes in there. Works really good. The only thing maybe I'd have done differently is I would have gotten it without the railing, just because then you could actually put like a cooktop on there more easily. But you can take it off. It's just you got to spin the little knobs at the bottom and pull it off.
Cubic Mini on the website actually has like stuff for up here, like a roaster, different things that are pretty cool that you can use if you don't really have the railing up. Overall though, we really love the Grizzly. I mean, the Cub was great too, but this is way better for the amount of burn that we get. It's a way longer burn than we had before.
Yeah, so we have about 200 square feet. It's 7.5 feet wide by about 28. So because it's long and narrow, we have to have a fan set up to blow the air back, which works really good. But with the Cub, it was always maxing out to be able to keep up. So that was the downside. If you have a smaller space, Cub might be better for you.
Yeah, I think like the Cub is best for vans, and I know people use them in boats too, like smaller spaces, but I feel like the Grizzly is way better for Airstream living or a tiny house or something like that.
So if you have 200 square feet or more, it's probably easier just to go with the Grizzly. If you're 1 to 150 square feet, I'd say the Cub would be plenty.
And they're not that much different in price.
Maybe $150 difference. So we have the dimensions of the Cub from the other video, the clip. The dimensions of the Grizzly, the top, from the bottom of the top is 15 inches to the top of the metal here is about 13 3/4. The actual body of the stove is about 10 by 10 and a half. It's a little hot, so just under 7 inches by about 5 inches. So you can fit, if you had a good base of coals, you could fit a pretty good piece of wood in there that would probably burn for a while. Once again, with this one, you have the primary air intake. There's also the secondary. So, when you're starting up, you leave that closed. The difference between the Grizzly and Cubic Mini, at least the one we had, the ports on the inside of the Grizzly, the air ports, are raised, which reduces the ash that gets in the ports. In the Cub, you can see right through, and the air ports are level with the bottom of the inside of the stove. The ash would get in real easily and block the airflow. In this one, you can have a layer of ash, or a layer of ash and coals, and the air is actually coming in right above it. So it's only that high up. It makes a big difference. And the ports actually go all along the front. There's 3 here, but there's about 5 on the inside. Of the airflow go in spread evenly. Whereas the Cubic Mini we had, the Cub, there was only 3 and 3, or 4, maybe it was 4 and 3, something like that. So this one's a little bit better designed, maybe.
So thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions, just leave them down below in the comments. Check out our Instagram because we have a ton of pictures of this thing, and we talk about it over there a lot too. So our Instagram is Loveinatincan. Check us out over there. Thanks for watching. Bye.